want to ask is like, who should be held more accountable in this game? Should it be the Eagles putting up a dud, or should it be Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers showing up to play a game?
Eagles, I think.
Eagles for sure.
Yeah, Eagles.
Hands down. You gotta go after Nick Sirianni for sure. Not kicking Petula to the curb sooner, right?
Yeah.
You were adamant. You were what's it called? Defending them to the fucking end, the offense. And I told
First
you.
of all, I never defended the offense. I said Petula's been the worst part of that offense.
You were saying that you believed in the offense in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
skills. I said the players. I didn't say.
No, I didn't.
I never
my
said
bad.
anything about the coaches.
My bad.
Said the
My bad.
players.
Yeah. My bad. I didn't mean it like that you were defending Petula. I
You
meant
said Petula shouldn't have a job.
Yeah,
I'm saying that for sure. But you were defending like the players, the offensive players and stuff like that,
because
right?
it's crazy how big of a drop off was with Kellen Moore. That now they
Mm-hmm.
just because an offensive coordinator, this offense is stale like broccoli, like I said last week.
But this is what I'm saying though. This is where you guys thought I was crazy for the Lions, for my take on the Lions. I was like, dude, you just lost your two coordinators, really great coordinators, because they just got head coaching jobs, right? Ben Johnson, you look at what he did with that offense. Look at how the offense played this year. It was not night and day like the Eagles, but you saw the drop off a little. Not historically like the Eagles drop off.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
No, you were right about that.
It affects. It does affect, bro. Like coordinators do affect the game in big ways. People don't see it. Some people don't want to recognize it, but I do, right? You gotta blame it on Sirianni because he has to be better in that aspect, right? You're a head coach, and people already don't like you. People already don't really think that you are a great, let alone good head coach. I'm kind of on the fence where like he's aight. All right, he just gotta manage the team, and sometimes he don't know how to manage the team, and sometimes he do, right? They gotta get a new OC. They gotta go get Mike. I say if Mike McDaniels don't get a head coaching job, which I will find it kind of hard. In my opinion, just because of what happened in Miami, I get
He might go to Detroit.
a lot of people are saying it's not his
That'd be
fault
nasty.
because of Tua, but you got to go get him at least, right, to help you out, because holy crap. But also the star players, bro, they didn't perform. Realistically, they still didn't perform, right? I don't care about play calls and stuff like that.
No, they didn't.
Perform. Do something. A.J. Brown, you're crying all year, and you do those big drops. Come on, bro. I get your mind is somewhere else. You're over here arguing about a fucking take Nick Sirianni's head off. But, like, lock in, bro. You're in the field. Lock in, right? Prove him wrong. You didn't prove him wrong. You dropped the fucking ball when they needed you most.
I'm going to be honest, dude. The A.J. Brown shit, like him dropping the ball, that shit pissed me off just because of how much crying that man did to get the ball. And ever since he's cried about getting the ball,
They made it a more emphasis to get him the ball.
They made it a more emphasis to get him the ball. And then when it's the biggest show, you're just going to drop that shit. And that's unfortunate because here's the thing. Now they got to move on from you. Like, because you made it the biggest deal. He decided not to go to the press conference after.
Yeah, I don't think he comes back regardless.
He's not.
Because did you see he left a note?
I will say
or
this.
He wrote on Quinyon Mitchell's jersey.
What did he
He
say?
wrote like, I forget. I should have pulled up the picture.
It was,
but it was basically a note like praising Quinyon for being an all-pro, basically. And then like he wrote him a note and then just like left. Like
He just
after
said,
the game.
love
Like,
ya.
He
He said,
something
love
like
ya.
that. He was like, love you, whatever, and then just left. So like, yeah, he didn't go to the press conference and he kind of just like bounced. So like, I don't think A.J. Brown's gonna be an Eagle next year. So
I think it does come down once again to Kevin Petula though. You got A.J. Brown involved a lot at the beginning of the game, and it was working, and then he kind of went away from it. I mean, A.J. Brown was only targeted 7 times that whole game, which I don't think that's enough. And then you give him the ball at the biggest moment, and he's like not like he's cold at this point. Like he's not like he hasn't been getting the ball pretty much a lot of the game. So I'm not giving him an excuse because he's an elite receiver.
I mean,
he needs to make that play,
yeah.
but that's another like coaching thing. Like you're not getting A.J. Brown the ball, and then you just expect him to make a big catch when he hasn't caught a ball in like 2 quarters, 3 quarters. So it's kind of
So majority of his targets came in the first half.
That's what I was saying,
First, second, the back end of the targets in the second quarter. I mean, the second half were go balls basically. Like you said, big moments. You gotta get it right. But it's also like, bro, receivers are like quarterbacks. You gotta warm them up.
Yeah.
Right. Pause. You gotta give them. You gotta get them going.
Give 'em a little foreplay,
You
yeah.
gotta give.
Yeah.
You gotta get the juices flowing. Right.
Got foreplay.
You can't just.
That's why you see the good coordinators. They set screen passes or just real easy stuff for their star wide receivers. to
Exactly.
get them going.
And another thing, bro, on that last drive, you had 3 minutes, 3 timeouts. You put Jalen Hurts under center 5 times. Those 5 times there were run plays. No creativity
They're
at all.
you know
bro.
what's
They're
gonna happen.
predictable.
It's
No, I've
broccoli.
seen-
It's broccoli,
seen
bro.
them before. It's
Exactly knew
predictable,
what they
bro.
were
I've
doing,
seen
bro.
that before.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. They had, like I said, they had 3 timeouts with what was it, a minute left or 40 seconds left, something like that, when they were inside the 20
Yeah.
for you guys.
Yeah.
To not run the ball one time when you have Saquon Barkley, who's been your entire offense the entire day, is insane to me.
Yeah.
You have 3 timeouts. Bro, run the ball on the first 2 drives so you can get into a manageable thing. Spin your 2 timeouts and then realize this third down is pretty much all or fucking nothing.
And this is why I said
See,
Nick Sirianni
coaching
has,
blunders, man.
Nick Sirianni needs to get a lot of heat for this, because on that second timeout that they called, or it was either their second or the last one, right? Literally, it was their last one, right before the last play. They called the timeout. They go to the huddle. I mean, they go to the sideline to talk to Petula and Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. All 3 are obviously talking about the play. And you see Jalen Hurts is like, are we dead ass about to call this play? Why? Because they called that same exact play 3 times already before that. So that was the 4th time they called it. All 4 times it didn't fucking work. Not a single reception on that same exact play 4 times.
If you're running the same play again,
and that's when Nick Sirianni got to be like,
NFL, you got to go.
Nick Sirianni got to be like, bro, hold on, no, you got to put your foot down. I don't care. And plus, also, and it's even more heat on him because in the middle of the season, he made it known that he was inserting himself into play calling, that he was going to have a big part on calling plays as well, that it wasn't just going to be Petula. So now that you lost the game, don't try. I'm not saying he has or is, but if he does, don't you dare be like, oh, yeah, it's because Petula we lost. No, dumbass. It was also because of you. Because, one, you're the head coach, and you made it known that you're going to insert yourself into the offensive scheme to make sure that it improved, and it didn't.
I don't care, and I also don't care what you say, dude. A head coach on the final play of your season, he's going to have a say in what play you run.
Exactly.
I don't
He
care if it's a
should.
defensive-minded coach. I don't care about anything. Like
Exactly.
You should know what play you want, and you should know who the fuck you should throw it to. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And if you're not man enough to make that decision, then obviously you're not a good enough head
Especially,
coach for that
dude,
team.
like in a playoff game, like your season's on the line here.
Yeah.
It's almost like I felt like he was calling the game as in like he didn't really care about the result. Kinda. Like that's honestly like what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
Like if I was an Eagles fan, like like I would be pissed off. I'd be like, well, here we go. Like this is what we've been watching all season long, and like like I was trying to back the Eagles and be like, like they're still going to be a threat in the playoffs because that defense is so damn good. And if they could just yet again, I've been saying it all week, just find that identity on offense. Like you guys are a completely different team offensively this year than you was last year, and that's why you won a Super Bowl. Because you got the best out of your talent. You got the best out of your roster. But when you have teams like the Eagles that are so talented, but yet you don't put them in the position to succeed, that's a coaching thing, bro. Like, and you can't say it's experience. You can't, they don't have an excuse, bro. Like, y'all just won a Super Bowl. And, I know it's really hard to go back to back, but it's like the Chiefs don't usually ever have that problem. It's never a coaching thing for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, the Chiefs have had worse rosters than the Eagles, and the Chiefs still find ways to win. So that's also prop on Andy Reid and Mahomes and all that. But it's like, this Eagles team, this especially offensively, they don't have an excuse, bro. Like Jalen Hurts, we were talking about him too, like saying he got a lot of pressure. Like you're a gamer, bro. You're supposed to step up in those moments, and they got to rely on you to go out there and make plays too. And it just wasn't happening, bro.
I don't know. I think he gets a pass on that last play, bro.
Yeah, I mean Jalen Hurts, sure. You can give him an excuse.
He still wasn't good.
But he still wasn't good. Like Jalen Hurts, I don't remember last time he threw for over 200 yards, bro. You know what I'm saying? And yet again, that's also on Petula, the OC. You're just not setting your quarterback up for success, bro. But when you have playmakers like that, big time players supposed to make big time plays. Yeah. That's why we saw the same thing about the Stephon Diggs, bro. The Bills. He dropped a big time catch. A big time player like Diggs dropping a crucial catch in a playoff to lose you a game. And now look, he's been on 2 teams since then. A.J. Brown, we're looking at the same situation. He's not going to be an Eagle because it's just not. Sometimes you just got to move on. But
last time he threw over 200 was in December against the Chargers when they lost in overtime.
Bro, it's been a month, bro.
Yeah. And while we're here, let's just beat up on everybody about the Eagles. Let's go against the fans, bro. Y'all put Jalen Hurts in conversations he does not belong in. Yeah. So therefore, this is why this man is getting slandered.
Yeah,
because he is not this top 5 quarterback that you guys keep putting him on for. He is a gamer. He shows up in the big games, but guess what? He didn't this time. So
and that's another thing. Yeah, if you're going to be a top 10 quarterback or even in top 5 conversations, we're going to treat you like a top 10 quarterback.
Bro,
there for a while, I'm not going to lie, 2 years ago and even last year, I was like, dude, especially how he was playing in the playoffs and even in the Super Bowl, I was like, yeah, you could argue that he's a top 5 quarterback, definitely top 10. But for whatever reason, how does your top 10 quarterback go from borderline top 5 to now, like, people are saying, oh, he might not even have a job. Like, if it wasn't for the Eagles, he's not going to be a starter anywhere. That's a problem.
The only excuse I'll give him is he has had an OC, a different one every single year. And if Howie Roseman doesn't fire Petula, it's going to, like, he should, like, I'll say this real quick. If Howie Roseman doesn't fire Petula, it'll ruin everything that he did for the last 5 years building this Eagles team. Like, he's been the best GM. It'll be one of the worst moves not fired.
He will, though.
But knowing him, he always makes that's the thing. That's why I respect him. He addresses the problems. Yeah.